So welcome to my first video. In this video I'm going to show you how you can translate the entire TROM site.com into your language. So in the past weeks we've been working very hard to make it possible for people to translate the entire TROM site into their language. And we've used the program called Wiki, and that's how I translated the TROM site into German. Here we've got the introduction text, here we've got the introduction video, here's the trade free logo. So it kind of looks very nice, very clean, very neat, and I'm going to show you how you can translate it by yourself into your language. So we need three things in order to do that. We need to get the template, we need to translate then the file, and then we need to host it. So the first step is getting the template. We just go on tromsite.com and then translation. We just type in enter, and then we've got the English template for the Wiki. We can just click on this button and then we can download it and save under downloads, for example. And now we've got it locally on our computer. A very helpful tool to edit the Wiki is the Wiki desktop application. If you do have Tromjaro, you can just go on tromjaro.com/apps and install it directly from the website. Else you can also find it in the software center and just download and install it on your computer. And then it looks kind of like this. If we have then the Tightly desktop application, we can just add a Wiki file, then select our file, and it opens automatically. So we have our translation template directly here. So what we can do in the beginning is we select a path for our backups. We go here on settings, then we can here select a path where it creates automatically backups for the Wiki file. So every time we edit something or we click here on Save Changes, the backup goes into this folder. To get to know Wiki, you can just read our instruction guide. Basically you just type in here instructions, and then that little block opens, and then you can go through all of that. So yeah, Wiki is made of blocks, many blocks, which are called tiddler. So if you click on documentary, for example, this tiddler opens, then you can click watch it, then that block opens, and if you click on here you can watch the documentary, the part about work. So yeah, many blocks, and you can edit these tiddler, these blocks. If you click here, you can close them here, and here you have some more options. So we're gonna start now to translate let's say, yeah, the documentary block. So we just go here and edit this tiddler, and then we translate the title. So I'm just going to translate it into German. And what I do now is I just copy the title and I click save here. And now we've got the tiddler in German, this block. But however, if we click now at the home tiddler on documentary, it tries to open the tiddler documentary, but it cannot find that block because we changed the name of it. So what we have to do now is we have to edit this one too and insert here the German word for documentary, because then it can find the tiddler again and it's connected again. Because as you can see now, if I click here, it opens the documentary tiddler. So, and we have to do this for every single file, but it's kind of very easy, because you just open books and then you translate it into your language. It's called Bücher in German. We just copy that text, we click here save, and we're gonna edit it here too. The first one is the text and the second one is the link. So we can also say here TROM Bücher, TROM books, but still we leave the second, the link, as how the tiddler is. And you see now we've got here the text, but it still opens the same tiddler. So, and basically you can just keep going like that. So you click here, edit the videos, and then edit videos here. And of course you also need to edit the text, for example, like this one from here to here. You can just translate the text directly. And as a small tip, you can use the show preview pane. And there you can see directly if you edit here now something. This is a test. So you see directly what will change on the title. So yeah, you can also translate the buttons, of course. You see that's how a button looks like. So what you need to translate is here the button itself and the link to it. So we need to here edit this one, videos anschauen, that's how it's called in German. We click here enter, and now we need to find the link, the button, the link with the title link, and we're gonna paste it here and edit this text into anschauen, which is the German word for that. And now we can just check, and it works perfectly, so everything is fine. Now I will show you how you can edit the documentary, like if you click here on watch it, and then maybe there are some subtitles in your language already. So for the German title wiki, I just enable the German subtitles by default, and I can show you how I did it. If I go on the German title wiki file, I just go view it or watch it. Then I can click any part, and I go here on edit, and you see here that I have data initial language DE for German, and then data show subtitles by default is true. So that means, of course, the subtitles are on by default, and the subtitles are in German. So you can just copy that little thing and then add it into your title wiki, and you're just gonna edit the DE into ES, for example, for Spain, and you see directly the subtitles will be enabled by default in Spain, which is super cool. So people don't have to manually click here to enable them, and also don't have to select the subtitles. So yeah, everything is set up this way. Another cool thing is you can improve these subtitles, so people can just click here and then they will be redirected to the link of Amara, so they can just proofread subtitles, or they can create subtitles if there are none, which is really cool, because then people can participate and can help this project. Cool, so the next thing will be books. So if we click here on books and we're gonna open the books, we see here the list, like these are all TROM books. If we click on one, it opens the book in a new title. And yeah, now it depends on the book, if you have translated some TROM ebooks into your language or not. If not, you can just leave them in English, so people can read them in English. If you translated a book, I can recommend it to you to upload on archive.org. I created a TROM German page on archive.org, which is a kind of very trade-free service, and you can upload basically any kind of video or picture or book and audiobook. So that's where I store the German TROM books and audiobooks and everything. So yeah, if you translated a TROM ebook into your language, then you can upload it on archive.org, and you just copy the PDF link, and then you just insert it. Basically, if you click here, edit the title, and you just insert the link here, and you click on enter or save changes. And now, as you can see, the book is streamed from archive.org, and people can just read it like that. I can also show you how I designed the read them page, so you just can go on tromsite.de, and there you can see how I made the German Titled Wiki. If I click here on books and read, you can see that the books are like 3 in one row, which is very nice, and people can just click here on lesen and it's gonna open in a new tab. If you want to know how I've done that, you can just click here on edit the title, and there you see I used the 3 columns. Then I put the image first, so I stored my image on archive.org, so I used also the same account. I've got here the TROM cover pictures for the books, and then I just copied the link from this one, for example, and I inserted it into my Titled Wiki. And then I have a button which opens the book in a new title. If you just click here, it opens the book, The Origin of Most Problems. So yeah, you can also just go on tromsite.de and see how I did it, which might be very helpful for you. Next little tip is how I embed audiobooks into Titled Wiki. So I created a button that means it opens the audiobooks, and then if you go here on edit the title, you see that I use a embed link, and I used the embed link from archive.org. So I uploaded the audiobooks into a playlist, and then I was clicking here on to share this item, and I just used the embed link, pasted it into the Titled Wiki, and yeah, so now the audiobooks are embedded. You can also replace video books, of course, if you dub them into your language. So I just added them to archive.org. As you can see here, I also have a playlist with the video books. I can just copy the MPEG-4 link, copy that, and then I can insert them in the Titled Wiki file and insert it here. And that's how I replaced English video books with German video books. I also thought it would be nice to show the tools to people, so what we have in English. So I created a title which looks like this. On the left you have the pictures, on the right you have a short description and a button which redirects you to a new tab. So I put the short description for video need here, but then in the end I'm saying, okay, it's only available in English. So if they understand English, they can just click here and then it opens in a new tab, and they have access to Video Need, which is a wonderful website. So, and that's basically how I translated the entire TROM page. I translated some FAQs, which might be useful for some people. Also a contact page, like it's just basically a sentence where I'm saying, okay, you can click here and then contact me on my website. Then I also have like the Get Involved page, so I thought, okay, I can write something how people can help the German TROM project, like if they want to translate a bit more or dub some videos or get involved somehow, they can read here more about it. I also translated the Save TROM title, so if people click here, they will be redirected onto our archive.org page, and there they have access to all of our materials and can download everything, which is pretty cool. So now we're coming to the third step, which is hosting it. There are basically 2 ways how you can host it. Either buy a domain and upload it on the web server, as I did. For example, like I just bought the domain tromsite.de, and then I uploaded the Titled Wiki on the web server, and now it's accessible for everybody through tromsite.de. If you're not familiar with that, we also have another option, as we explain in our instruction file. You will find it again if you look here in instructions and then you scroll down, and here we basically have a detailed explanation how you can host it. So there we say you can use the Beaker browser. The Beaker browser, you can find it again on tromjaro.com/apps or in a software center. So in order to upload it on the Wiki browser, we're gonna put the file into a folder, let's say translation of TROM site. I'm gonna put the file inside, and I'm gonna rename the file into index.html. And now we can just go here on the Wiki browser, create new from folder. I'm gonna go on downloads and use this folder. So now, as we can see, it was uploaded. We can just say TROM site test. So if we then put a title, we can just review the changes and then publish all, and we click on OK. And if we click now on open TROM site, you can see it's now available in a decentralized network, which is really, really cool. However, as you can see, the link is kind of very ugly, so we need to change that. First, we need to go on settings and disable the preview mode. That means now it's officially online and people can access it. Okay, but still the link, we need still to change the link. So we can edit the link by creating a hashbase.io account. It's trade free, so we can just register for that, log in and then upload archive. Then we insert the that link. So I'm just gonna go on the Wiki browser, I copy that link and I edit it here. So, and now we can insert a name. We can say, for example, TROM site in German, for example. If I go now on add archive, that's basically it. And as you can see, your URL is tromsiteingerman.hashbase.io. So, and then you can just copy that link here, the HTTPS link, and you can type it into any kind of browser, and it opens the tromsiteingerman.hashbase.io. And you didn't need to pay for a server, you didn't need to pay any money, which is kind of very nice. So everybody can host his or her own TROM site. And the cool thing is that if you edit something in TiddlyWiki and you go on save, it automatically updates the website itself, which is amazing, because then you don't have to upload it manually, because everything is automated, which is very beautiful. So yeah, I hope this video was useful for you. If you have any more questions, you can just let me know. You can write in the comments. And that was it for this video. See you in the next video, and peace out.